guys, this is Alistair from Desire to Inspire. Another one of my videos I'm doing for you today. This is about loving and understanding. Okay, so basically I want to talk about so for example, how many people do we know right now that are in some form of relationship or with someone, but basically they're not happy, or they're only with them because of the wealth, or they're only with them for material gain, for example, or they don't have that love in themselves, but they're getting that love from them because they need that love reflecting back into them for them to feel that type of love. And then obviously then there's other people on the opposite scale, that people that are in love with each other but they're apart from each other, and it's like, and you know, and like people that are apart from each other, like, even though they might love each other, there might be a reason why they can't be together. Either like both people like scared of speaking up and confessing their love for them, for example, or there might be another reason. But it's important, like any of us guys as human beings, like, don't settle or don't feel the need that you have to settle for the need of settling. And if it's like peer pressure from like your family, saying, oh yeah, so you're not got married yet, why, like what's going on, you need to be settling down now. People develop and go at their own pace with little things. Some people, they might want to get a house or a car and have a successful business and be in a stable job, or have something stable in their life before they can even consider a relationship. But like I said, it's about having the balance. You need to have that balance between all of them, because if you haven't got that balance around in all of them, then it ain't gonna work, is it? And you got to think as well. You've got to go after what makes you happy, and not only that is, you need to make sure that the people that are around you are generating and creating that happiness. Because if you're projecting that out from you and you project that out into them, then obviously you're in that happy atmosphere. You're in that happy circle. But if there's someone negative or people that are bringing you down, and you're in that circle of negativity, then it's going to like have a massive effect on everything else and bring everything else down, which is not what you want. Now I want to talk to you about the difference between when someone says they love you and someone that says they like you. Now, if it's someone that likes you, right, I want you to imagine that basically someone's got a flower in the hand and they're picking a petal off one by one, and like each time they're picking the petal off, that's them losing interest in that person. Like they're getting bored of them, or they don't feel the same way about them anymore, things like that. And basically, and it's more like more than love and that sexual attraction for you. It's more lust. It's almost like they want you, but they only like want you in that way. And like, if that's the case, then like, that's not right. And then once they've got what they want, then they'll move on then to the next person. And when they do that and move on to the next person, you just feel like you're being fed to lions and you feel like a piece of meat. Those are the people that are pluckers. So make sure you stay away from people that are pluckers. You don't want to be around those sort of people, do you? But on the other hand, if someone loves you and they love you as a person, someone you care about, basically what you're going to do is like, you're watering those seeds, and you're watering those seeds. Not only you're watering it, you're nurturing it, and you're watching it grow. And not only are you watching it grow, you're watching each other grow. And not only that is you help one another get through things, you push each other, you want the best for each other. Basically, say for example, if you're basically if you do something really good or you get promoted at a job and you're really chuffed to bits and they don't seem that bothered about it, and they don't seem to want to push you, and they don't seem to be like bothered about themselves in a relationship, for example, they want to be the one that's in the power, person that has the control in the relationship, or have the upper hand on the relationship. You know, it's not about that at the end of the day, right? It's about having good communication between the two of you. It's about working together as a team, setting boundaries, accepting each other for who you are, despite them having flaws, you know. And basically, you shouldn't be with people full of codependency. Shouldn't be with them because you want to get something out of it. That's not how our love or relationship works. Basically, you want to love unconditionally, and when you love unconditional, that is when you love the person without carrying any expectations. And because you're not carrying expectations, you're loving them for who they are, accepting their flaws, accepting from them for who they are. And not only that it's when sometimes you'll end up putting your needs before your own to help that person, and that's what when you love unconditionally. But sometimes people can't love unconditionally because they might not know how to, or because of previous things that might have happened to them in the past. And that's the thing. Things from the past can seriously derail how people's future can be in relationships, and whether they're being cheated on, blackmailed, had a child used against them, past relationships and problems with family or friends, things like that. This can lead with your childhood wounds, and some people might not even know how to love unconditionally because they were never shown when they were younger, things like that. And maybe they don't know how to love without expectation. Maybe they think in order to love that they need to have something in return. It's not about having anything in return. Like I said, when you love people and you love them unconditionally, you love them without expectations. And sometimes, if this is the case, and they're more bothered about things that happened in the past or old childhood wounds and things like that, it's sometimes where they're scared to feel vulnerable and to open up, as because they may have been hurt in the past, but that leads them to them thinking in their head that and for that other person that they're not good enough for them. And sometimes people are that scared of being their true self or their authentic self because they're worried about their past or things that they might have done when they were younger that people might be ashamed of. That seriously you were worried. People are worried that we're not going to like them for who they are. And I think what we need to do as people, I think we need to release of judgment and release of expectations, and basically not let our past create our future. Now, end of the day, right? Love and fear are the only two emotions in the world that we act on as mirroring energies, and love will always come with a certain element of fear no matter what, because obviously it's something new, it's exciting, it's going into the unknown. For example, it's got a few things I want to share with you. So for example, people don't go around saying whatever they feel whenever they feel it. It's we have guards up and we have shields and metaphors. Why, may you ask? Because we're all messed up and scared and trying to be something that we're not. And if we all went around declaring our innermost desires to the people we felt them for, we'd all up happy or something like that. But obviously that's making sure that you have space between you. And another thing is, this is a nice one. You ever wondered why we have gaps between our hands, between our fingers? Well, you know why, don't you? Because they were created for someone else's fingers to fill them in, like that, interlock with them. And so find that hand and hold on to them forever, is what I'm saying, basically. And basically, what we need to do as human beings as well is we need to make sure that we don't have to live in people's acceptance. Otherwise, we'll end up dying from their rejection. It shouldn't matter. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, it's about you as a person and what you love and what you care about, and it's what makes you happy. And it's like another thing is like success isn't about what you accomplish. It's about what you inspire in others to do. And another thing is, if you're not making someone else's life better, then you're living yours wrong, in other words. So make sure that you are making other people's lives better. Yeah, that's it really, bloggers. So yeah, like I say, learn to love unconditionally. When you love unconditionally, you love someone for who they are as a person without any expectations. Without putting out any expectations on them, they can be free and they can be who they are. Who they are as a person. And not only that is like, you're not going to judge them for who they are as a person. You're going to let them be free. But obviously, love never holds. Love always allows space. So always allow space in between each of you as well to create space. But obviously, the more time you create space and the further apart you get, then just, that's too much space. But just giving that as an example, and like sometimes if people like ignore you and you don't know why they're ignoring you, well, these are the signs they could be ignoring you. If people are ignoring you, they could be lazy, lost, or confused. End of the day, it could be one of them. But if that's the case, that's like, it's sad, isn't it? Like, unless you run over someone's cat or burnt their house down, do you know what I mean? People often need like explanations and talking to about things and situations, but until people have lived it, experienced it themselves and gone through it, some people will not understand. No matter how much you might tell that person, they still might not understand where you're coming from and things like that. And it's like, it's really important because like I said, what we're doing, we're letting our past dictate our future, and when we do that and we bring it into our future, we're bringing all those burdens, we're bringing all those problems with us. Basically, it's like having a rucksack like full of like a lot of problems in your back, and like you don't want that. Get it gone, wipe it gone. Like I say, that's in the past. Clean slate. What you create in your future is in the now. What happened, everything that's happened that might have been painful from when you were a child to growing up, something that happened in your family or something, a bad experience that happened when you were amongst your friends, bad relationship when you were a teenager, things like that. That should not matter what you're in now. Because if that does matter now, what you're in now, you're projecting that out. Not only are you projecting that out, you're making that other person feel those insecurities in them, that they project that out, that you feel it coming from them, and you projecting that out and you're feeling those insecurities from them, then that's seriously harbouring your relationship. Because it's your harbouring your relationship, it's almost like they're reflecting on a previous relationship and they're bringing that same element into the present relationship. So it's almost like they're judging the past to your future one. But like, how is that fair? Each relationship's different, right? Some, basically, forgiving and learning, basically, it's all about what relationships are about and what you go through and the lessons you learn, which is right, isn't it? Because like, when you go to school to learn, basically. So you learn lessons, and then when you become an adult, the lessons are learned. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, it's reverse. And like, but as human beings, what you need to do is vitally important. Love you as a person, love yourself no matter what. Project that out amongst your friends, your family. Project that out, then you bring that abundance in. Not only do you bring that abundance in regards to work, meeting new people, being a lot healthier, eating healthier, feeling good about yourself, feeling great, then you'll bring that abundance in. And not only that, is you'll bring someone in reflecting that same light back out as yourself. But if you're doing the complete opposite, then you're just going to end up bringing in negative, and then you're just going to end up going through the same cycles again and again, and your relationship is just going to like repeating itself. It's going to be like, gate open, in you go, gate shut, game over, gate open, in you go. And if you've not learnt those lessons, then you're just going to keep going through that cycle, and it's like a hamster wheel, and you're just going round and round and round, and like, no matter what, you ain't getting off. Basically, I got news for you. You can get off. Get off at any point you like. It's up to you, like, do you know what I mean? Life choices. You make that decision, you get off yourself, okay? You love yourself. Learn to love someone unconditionally, without expectations, yeah? And I don't think you'll go far wrong. Alright, bloggers? Been a long one. Love you lots. Have a smashing weekend. Speak to you soon. Bye.